You didn't write an article about that, and you're normally very expressive. You normally write about things that are pain points, and you're vocal about them, which is why I find it surprising that you didn't write about KG Balakrishnan being spotted at the iftar party. You didn't write about Naveen Chawla. Propriety issues. Well, Vijay Mallya was also. 1 minute. Vijay Mallya was on the consultative committee of the civil aviation. That was also not something that bothered you. It only bothers you. Things bother you, and I know I'm going to be panned for this, because 2014 ke baad everything has been under a microscope, and it is after 2014 that propriety matters. Before 2014, propriety didn't quite matter, Anand Ranganathan.
Can I tell you when there was an iftar in the BJP also? Let me also.
Yeah. Navika, good evening.
Vajpayee regime iftar.
Yes, Vajpayee did it. Okay, that was his choice. Modi doesn't want to do it. It's his choice. How come some choices are respected, other choices are not respected, Anand Ranganathan?
I'm just saying that
why is the liberal ecosystem in a twist, and why do they feel so betrayed by Chief Justice of India, CJI Chandrachud?
It's because... Now, 1 second, please. Yeah, thank you, Navika. I've been waiting and listening very patiently to everyone here. It's a very important discussion, and can I please have the courtesy of uninterrupted couple of minutes? Look, there are two issues here which my fellow panelists have brought out, and let me elaborate on them one by one. The first one is obviously conflict of interest, and tied with it, as Tehseen, as he has done, is secularism. I want to address both those issues because I mean, this is hypocrisy gone absolutely berserk. You can give Hajj subsidy for decades, use taxpayers' money to host grand iftar parties, plunder state coffers to pay monthly salaries to thousands of Maulvis, ask government-run UGC to completely fund minority institutions that keep 50% seats reserved for Christians, step in to overturn a Supreme Court judgment just to appease Muslims, leech thousands of crores preferentially from Hindu temples, sell off and control thousands of acres of Hindu temple land, spend hundreds of crores of taxpayer money for the Kartarpur corridor. But the moment you have the Chief Justice of India performing a simple Ganesh Aarti at his home and having Prime Minister as a guest, secularism khatre mein aa gaya. Recall that in the past, Chief Justices have attended iftar party organized by the President and the Prime Ministers. The Chief Justice has sung Christmas carols with cabinet ministers, joyous in attendance. But today, it seems the Chief Justice and the Prime Minister, both Hindus, cannot perform a Hindu function at somebody's home, not at an institution. And as far as conflict of interest is concerned, when Naveen Chawla, despite the Shah Commission charging him with committing atrocities during the emergency and deeming him unfit for office, was appointed as the Chief Election Commissioner, ignoring the cries of the then CEC that Chawla was actually spying for the Congress and passing on sensitive information to it, was not conflict of interest. And are we forgetting Justice Sipse, who recently joined the Congress, or Justice Islam, who yo-yoed very conveniently between the Supreme Court and the Rajya Sabha, courtesy the Congress? Navika, the truth is unpalatable, but it is that secularism for us is when there is no deity except Allah and no one has the right to be worshipped but Him, amplified through the loudspeaker 5 times a day, is creating amity. But peacefully chanting Hanuman Chalisa while not denigrating anybody else's religion or God is creating enmity. Secularism is when, you have control and tax only temples but not mosques. Secularism is respecting the Supreme Court Sabrimala judgment but overturning the Supreme Court Shah Bano judgment. For how long will we pretend that we are not practicing secularism but rather appeasement? Finally, 10 seconds. Navika, if you truly believe that religion should keep out of state, the corollary is equally applicable, that the state should keep out of religion. But does it? Secularism is total separation of religion and state, total. Our state declares itself to be secular, but it is shamelessly not so. How can the state be secular and at the same time control more than 100,000 Hindu temples? If you say the state is presently secular, then then say that it should also control
The
mosques.
Constituent Assembly said the state should be secular, but it doesn't mean that everybody in the country is an atheist. The Chief Justice may hold the highest judicial office in the country, but he doesn't have to be an atheist, neither does the Prime Minister have to be an atheist.
I am the future that was born 100 years ago. I am the purpose that emerged with India's independence to be a force for business that makes doing good our business. Towards an independence where knowledge sets us free. To think big and achieve bigger. To take India to the world and the world to India. Creating pathways of self-reliance. To stand for progress, the planet and the people. Towards a future made perfect. And be a force creating abundance. Because independence is not a moment in history. It's a never-ending path to prosperity. Aditya Birla Group, a force for good.